Hi, everybody. Mitch Tanenbaum here. Thanks for joining me today. Today, I'm going to talk about invisibility. No, this is not Harry Potter, but I saw an article recently in PC Magazine, and I'm going to share my screen here so you can see it. So it says how to completely disappear from the internet. Well, first of all, you can't. So let's talk about that first. If your goal is to completely disappear from the internet, then what you need to do is just don't use the internet. That being said, are there things you can do to reduce your footprint? Absolutely, you can do that, and you just have to decide whether the pain is worth the gain. But I thought the article was interesting from the sense of you know kind of getting you to see the things that are visible. So let's just look at some very simple things. So, for example, as soon as you go to a website, they know your IP address. Your IP address is the address that they have to send the response to, so they have to know it. That's true even if the address belongs to a virtual private network or VPN. Now, the good news is the VPN acts kind of like a mail forwarder in that they don't know your home address, but they do know the address of the VPN provider. So here's a service that's actually free called IP location. And you can just put in literally any IP address. I put one here in Montreal, and it's telling me, where this address is. So that's a piece of information that's public. If we look at, this is my IP address, and it says that I'm running Windows 64-bit. It's running a WebKit compatible browser user agent. It's actually Chrome. So yeah, and here's my IP address again. Here's another look at called browserleaks.com, and it can provide you with an amazing amount of information about what's going on. And if I go look at their home screen, I think I have to go back here one. There we go. There's all kinds of things that browserleaks.com will tell you. For example, do you know that a website can fingerprint you, can identify you as Mitch Tanenbaum or Joe Smith or whatever, based on the fonts that you have in your browser, because they don't change very often. And maybe you're a person who changes fonts every day. And I don't mean which font you're using. I mean which fonts are installed on your computer. But the fonts that are installed and the order that they're installed, the order they're presented to the website, all of that gives somebody information about who you are. Another website is called Cover Your Tracks. That's a product of the Electronic Frontier Foundation. It's a very privacy-focused organization that goes off and will work to oppose laws that increase surveillance and censorship. But you can go and run their test, and it turns out you can see, because of the browser that I'm using, I have tracking ads are blocked, and the tracking beacons are also blocked. But that doesn't necessarily mean that everybody's going to do that. But here it'll go on and give me some more information about what my header, and that goes out with every message. The browser plugins, which again is another way to fingerprint a user, because your browser plugins don't change very often, what time zone you're in, and all this stuff. Your screen size, believe it or not, your screen size is something that can be used to help fingerprint you. So these are all free. Privacy Badger is another EFF tool, and like almost all EFF tools, this one's also free. And this will help you block extensions in your browser. So if you're using Chrome, if you're not using a privacy-centric browser, like Brave, for example, or the Tor browser, then the Privacy Badger, and there's other competing products that do similar things, will block certain trackers and things like that. If you're trying to block ads, then Ghostery is my tool of choice. It's a great tool. It's been around forever, and it'll show you what exactly it's blocking. Now, I happen to be running, as I said, a privacy-centric web browser, so my web browser does this for me. But if you're not doing that, then adding Ghostery to your browser is a good thing. So those are just a few things. And if you're interested in learning more, you can go to this particular webpage, pcmag.com/ how-2/how-2-stay-anonymous-online. So yeah, I know it's a lot of characters to type, but it's pretty easy to type. And there's no upper and lowercase, all lowercase, so it's really easy. And of course, as always, if we can do anything to assist you and your privacy needs, please give us a shout. Until next time, stay safe. And one quick thing is, privacy is a matter of choice, right? So, you might think that privacy is important. Other people might not think it's important. So there's no right and wrong when it comes to privacy. And privacy, typically, there's a trade-off in terms of convenience versus privacy. And you may decide that it's more convenient to do something, to turn a certain feature on, even though it reduces the privacy factors. And, if you have a question, of course, about, what's the privacy implications of this, certainly reach out to us and we can assist you. But until next time, stay safe and stay private.